Oh, what a treat! A custard cream coloured Wartburg. So welcome to Festival of the Unexceptional 2025. We've got more cars like this great Alfa Romeo that's just driven past me there. So Ford produced the Orion to fill the gap in the range when the Sierra was launched, as they lost the Beta Cortina, and basically it was an Escort Mark III with a lot more space in the back, some carry forward parts probably from the B pillar, quite a big boot on these. Interesting enough, it's a 1.6 gear, but the non-injected one. The injected one had the red stripes on the side, the non-injected one didn't, and obviously a bit less power, but that one's truly survived over quite an early car, 85, 86. Wow. Getting thin on the ground of these Toyota Tercels. A four-wheel drive, very useful four-wheel drive estate car with that huge glass area at the back. Typical of its time, that it's got a low range gearbox by the look of it. So it's got some reasonable off-road capability. It's certainly got plenty of passenger space, hasn't it? Fantastic. Nissan Laurel, when are you going to find another one of those again? Good Lord. Beg my pardon for getting a bit excited at seeing a Series 1 Renault 25 Symphony. What a name, what a car. A lot of car for the money. These were back in the day. I worked for a leasing company where we ran these. Never we had a single one back that didn't have a replacement speedo head, but there you go, that's another story for another day. But I do think they look really elegantly styled cars. A lot of space for the money. So Volkswagen had this wacky idea to launch something called the Polo Harlequin, where all the panels were completely different colours. Now, I never saw the attraction of this. I mean, some people would pay for the panels not to match. I'm not sure if this is a genuine Harlequin. Maybe it is, because they are pretty rare. They did sell them in the UK, but you certainly don't find too many of these about. And if you want to stand out from the crowd, definitely a Harlequin is the way to go. From the Lancia Beta family, a family that spawned several different bodies, is this Beta. And Beta Bellina, to be precise. It's a 1600. It's a lovely colour, isn't it? Isn't that colour absolutely beautiful? So many of these didn't survive. Many were bought back and scrapped. A campaign by Lancia because of issues about rust, which are well documented and probably a bit overblown by the press. But this one absolutely survived. It looks like it's recently been through Manor Park Classics as well. So somebody's just bought that one by the look of it. And of course, next door to it, we're going to have a look. There's a Bedford Rascal. And it is a little rascal, isn't it? Again, that's the other one. You've got to be on certainly good terms with your passenger, because you virtually sat on their lap with one of those. What a tiny, tiny little thing. Apparently it supports a go-kart team, the Vauxhall Rascals. Well, there you go. I'm sure there's it's a very useful little work vehicle. How lovely. Well, Peugeot did say the line goes from strength to strength, and I think it was Take My Breath Away was the advertising campaign, but the 405 really was a good car. And how I know that is I had a couple of them, and boy did they handle well. Absolutely. The interior was a bit Fisher Price and a bit sort of crisp packet quality, but you know what, they were brilliant cars to drive. And you know what, they're not half bad looking as well, are they? Oh, I recognise that. Just the same trim as mine. I hope I never find one for sale. I feel destined I'm going to have to buy it. It's hard to believe that the Talbert Horizon, or Chrysler Horizon, when it was originally launched, was car of the year in the 1970s. This one's a former winner or former entrant in the concourse, like my own car last year. And let's just bask in the gloriousness of that interior for 1 second. Oh, look at the seats. Simple, the dash. Oh, it's look how the is that the rev counter that's at the top of the column? Very strange. Anyway, there you go, Talbot Horizon. And brown as well. Bonus points for being brown. Not one Honda Accord, an Accord Estate. I seem to think the Estate was built in the US or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, put it in the comments. Another Accord as well. Now the interesting thing with the Accord is the Accord went on, the later versions, to spawn the basis of the Rover 600, and Richard Woolley designed that, and how different those cars looked. You wouldn't think they were even related, would you? But this is a reasonably rare one. I think there's one of these elsewhere on YouTube. Maybe this is the very car, I'm not quite sure. Oh, it does look in good condition, doesn't it? So the Astra Mark II was a massive step up from the Mark I. I think it used pretty much Mark I mechanicals, at least at the beginning. This one's a later car, very aerodynamic, quite a relatively high top speed, I seem to recall. This one's probably, what is it, a Merit spec or something like that? It is in great order, isn't it? Well, I won't disturb the owner there, who's having a well-deserved cup of tea, but lovely it is. So Lada Reva 1.5e with a catalyst. Let's not forget it's got a catalyst, guys. It's absolute decadence. These were one of the cheapest ways to get yourself into a brand new car, and it was a choice between one of these quite often and a used car. This one is, oh, it's fitting for this. It doesn't have a radio. Oh, it does have cloth trim. That's a bit of decadence, isn't it, really? Loads of space in the back there. Well, it got here, so it's obviously reliable. It's got a lovely finish on that paint. Somebody's obviously put a lot of effort into that one. There you go. Very nice. So this is a Peugeot 305, and not only a 305, but it's the 305 Estate. And I was just talking to one chap who's one of his relatives had one, and there is a lot of usable space in these cars. Look how thin the A, B and C pillars are. You know, loads of space in the back. The amount of usable space in that is absolutely incredible. When it's an SR model, which makes it even super rare. Wow, I'm liking that one. Apparently from 1991, the first year of B2 Passat production is this car. Sold originally new in the UK, it's the 1.9 5-cylinder. I wasn't aware they had the 1.9 as a 5-cylinder, but you live and learn, don't you? And these are, I don't know, I think I've seen the Estate, but I certainly haven't seen the hatchback. Isn't it great that that one actually survives? Oh, she had the GL5, so obviously proclaiming the 5 cylinders, I presume. It's in super condition. I've got to focus in on the size of those wheels. 13-inch wheels. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Bicycles have got bigger wheels these days, as I keep saying. Well, that's absolutely glorious, isn't it? And next to it, well, like a moth to a flame, Cavalier. This is a very early one. F-plated cars. They came with things like anti-trap windows and quite one or two features which were quite innovative. A pity it didn't work very well on the early cars, as a colleague of mine found out. But this is the SRI. Still doesn't qualify for alloys. Still got wheel trims. But the SRI, I for important. Check out the A to Z of modern motoring if you want the full story on that one. I think Vauxhall ran a campaign when they got the injection and they said the eyes have it, and they do, don't they? But that one certainly has it for me. That is very nice. So this rather lovely Sunny, I know this one, it belongs to Joseph Lloyd, and I was in this only a few weeks ago. So, and it does go rather well. It's a lovely colour, isn't it? I think you'll be sorry to see that one go. Fabulous car. So it might be raining at Festival Unexceptional, but we've still got lots of cars to see, and many of them are still just arriving, so stick around for more. Now, I bet you don't know what this is. Well, neither did I, I'll be honest with you. It's got echoes of some Volvos at the front, maybe of Rover 600 from some angles. No, will the badge give it away to you? Do you recognise the badge? Well, it's an Infiniti Q45, so about 20 years before Infiniti made it into the UK market. They actually were in the American market. This is a 4.5 litre, I presume it's a V8 with the Q45. Didn't officially import these to the UK. I've not seen another one here in the UK. Interesting styling. What do you make of that styling? Put it in the comments. I can't quite make my mind up. It looks like a mishmash of several different cars all together. A bit of Honda from some angles, Rover from other angles, Honda Legend maybe. I don't know. What do you think? So Mark I Meganes are rare, but Mark I Megane saloons are even rarer. I think these were badged here. It's badged there as classic. I think that was the saloon version. You don't find too many saloons of cars in this segment. Were pretty rare anyway, even new. That's rather nice, isn't it? A Senator, a Vauxhall Senator. Well, Mazda's Vauxhall. Absolutely lovely, isn't it? Love those, again, those BBS. Everybody had BBS alloys, didn't they? Back in the day. It's the CD, it's the top spec. Lashings and lashings of leather in that interior. Automatic, as you would expect. The police used to love these, particularly in 24 valve form. And what's this one? Is it just the... Oh, it is a 24 valve. Well, there you go. Ticks all of my boxes. So it's lovely to see some past winners here. We've got the Proton owned by Proton Evangelist, John Coupland. There can't be much about Protons he doesn't know or ones he hasn't owned. But that's the Black Knight, one of one left, special edition. Next to it, we've got a rather nice Alpine. It's a Chrysler Alpine. Looks pretty basic trim, doesn't it? Fits in here today. Unpainted bumpers. I think Roy Axe designed this, didn't he? I question myself now. But it's been very well featured. It's had a lot of work done to it. If you can see that through the rain here today. There's the trophy from it. It was the 2018 winner. And apparently, apart from one rear wing, it's pretty much exactly as it rolled out the factory. With a bit more paint, I suspect, these days. But there you go. So this, my friends, is a Tata Nano. And it is small, it is nano, isn't it? So this was Ratan Tata's dream to get India moving from 2 wheels, having families moving around on motorbikes, to having 4. Now they had massive sales targets, I think $250,000 a year, and it was destined to sell at £1,300. It didn't really hit those targets. It weighs about 600 kilos and it's got a whole 37 horsepower to propel it along. It is very rare that you will find many of these outside India, but this one is, and consequently India's a right-hand drive market, so it's right-hand drive, and we're glad to see it. It's pretty basic in there. It's lavish in that metallic gold colour, and look at those wheels. I think my lawnmower's got bigger wheels than that. There you go. The fabulous little Tata Nano. So this little beauty will be on sale next month at Anglia Car Auctions. It's a Mazda 323, but it's not just any 323. It's a one owner from new, limited edition Javelin SX. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't need this. I've no room for it, but you know what? I'm drawn to it like a moth to a flame. We're going to have a quick look inside. It is open, and the inside is absolutely immaculate. You can tell it's had a very careful lady owner, genuinely. Look at that fabulous trim in there. Well, I might be having a bid on that one. I might have some explaining to do if I win it, I tell you. Fantastic. When colour coded in white was all the rage. That absolutely ticked that box, didn't it? So this must have been one of the most thoroughly engineered Protons ever. It came quite late in the life of Proton. This is an 05 plated car, and it's no accident that it seems to bear some resemblance to Audis of the period. I think some German engineering companies were involved. I think Lotus were also involved in some of the handling and some of the engine work with this car. And it's an Impion, and again, you know, try and find one. They're in pretty much in single digits. This one belongs to John Coupland. So legend had it that Octave Botner, who set up Datsun importing in the UK, saw some cars in the Netherlands and bought the first batch from a warehouse there, and then from that the sort of business grew, and they sold based on value, on equipment, and it was a compelling purchase with a lot of additional equipment that was still optional extras. And this is a 120Y. I believe it might even be a UK 120Y rather than imported one. Some come from South Africa, but what a glorious colour, isn't it? I do like that. Now, a story for another day is I broke down on the way here. Unfortunately, managed to get going eventually, and this passed me, and I thought there's only one place a Maestro van could be going on a day like today. It has to be Festival of the Unexceptional. And what is more unexceptionally exceptional than a Maestro van? Commercials got a beating, didn't they, day to day in their jobs. Few survive, but somebody has preserved this one. I'm pretty sure it's a diesel, certainly from the noise it was making when it went past me. Now I'll let you into a secret here, I don't tell this to everybody. Back in the day when I was a teenager I worked in an electrical shop and we sold these. I think originally they might have been $699 or $799. I think we eventually ended up selling them at $299 or $399 because nobody wanted them. It's got supposedly the motor from a washing machine. It's probably unfair, it probably is adapted. It really was ahead of its time. Clive Sinclair really was an absolute innovator, and it's clear that he just missed his time, didn't he? Now this is truly a special Cortina. It's a Mark IV. The Mark IVs were rare. They had worse rust proofing than the Mark Vs apparently, and few survive. But what doesn't survive is this one, and these really float my boat. This is an S model, and it meant it's got the lower suspension. It's got that cloth trim. It's got a stiffer springs. It said in the catalogue anyway. Absolutely lovely, isn't it? I have not seen another one. I've seen this exact car before. That is it. I've never seen another S. Now this yellow image of loveliness before me is a Mazda 121. Now it may well be an imported car, but these were officially sold in the UK. That sort of top hat styling. If you wear a top hat, that's probably the car for you, or you've visited your milliner. It's even got a spoiler on the back. I'm not sure what engine that one's packing. I love boring cars. Well, I don't even think it's boring. What do you think? It's not boring at all, is it? So this has badged the 50th anniversary, and what is it? It's a Nissan Prairie. Now this is from '83. Now the interesting part with these is they've got, I think, sliding doors on both sides of the car, so I think you could probably step straight through them. That'd be a fun game for people, wouldn't it? Now these did suffer with rot 20 years ago. To see one that's actually survived from 1983 is a very rare beast. Very practical car, almost like a more van-like, as you can see, but the owners did love them back in the day, and they do now. Now this is a K-plater, and what that means, it means one of the very, very earliest cars that were launched, Mondeos that is, in 1993. It may be a GLX, because it's got GLX wheel trims on. It's sad that I know that, but I do, I must confess. Let's have a look. And the GLX had the driver's seat height adjustment and sunroof maybe. I think this is an LX masquerading as a GLX. I suspect it is. What a great colour, what an unusual colour. Probably just about somebody got it in their company car budget, and the only colour they could afford was a solid colour, and that's the one it came in. Wow, really nice to see that here today. So it's really nice to see a Vauxhall Nova, and obviously the ones that get all the attention are the 3-doors with those bubble arches, but give a bit of love and a shout out to the 4-door saloon version. That saloon must have just an absolutely massive boot on it. It certainly looks like it, doesn't it? You get plenty of storage space in that one. Quite a practical little car. Styling might look a bit incongruous from some angles, but you're unlikely to see another one, though there's one more hiding here today, I suspect. Well, built in the country that was Yugoslavia many years ago is this Yugo 311. Now, strangely enough, it's a right-hand drive one. Did we get these in the UK? Helpfully, the owners left the window open. There's a fair bit of plastic in there, as you would expect, built down to a price. Those lovely rocker switches, you can't mistake what does what. No prodding a touch screen for those, it's absolutely clear. As basic as they come, and all the better for it. Some Fiat Origins, what, 128 Origins in there somewhere? Probably. I can't remember. Put it in the comments, you probably know more than I do on that one. Lovely. So I think that colour is sandalwood beige, but what I do know, it's a Rover 213S. So I think this has got the Honda engine in, the highly priced Honda engine. It's got the sort of hyacinth bouquet styling. That rear window is very, very acutely angled, isn't it? Upwards, I should say. Beautiful trim inside. Who needs leather when you've got velour like that? And this hearing aid beige colour, absolutely so of its time. Don't you be ticking that metallic box. You stick with the solid colour range, and there you go. Lovely. So this car's pretty well known to me. Actually, it lives just a few streets away from where I live. In actual fact, it's the GSE Monza. So Vauxhall dealerships sold Opel and Opel badge cars for a while, and later on in the life of the Monza was this particular version, the GSE. I absolutely love those wheels. It has the DigiDash, but you can't ever see that inside, but it's got the digital dashboard. It's got those absolutely glorious wheels with the two-tone paint. It's a very pretty car, particularly in this green colour. Oh, it's stop the traffic, that one. It's very pretty. So this is a Citroen LNA, or it pays homage to the goddess Helena, apparently. Well, there you go. It's based on a shortened platform from a Peugeot 104. You can see they pretty much chopped the back off. You can recognise the front. Super unusual to see these. 4-speed gearbox. All you need, a single spoke wheel. Doesn't have a radio in this instance either. And originally, apparently, had a bored-out version of the twin-cylinder engine fitted to the Visa. That looks lovely. I like that gold colour. And this is the Inca Special Edition. So there you go. Find another, that's what they say. Well, I don't think you will. So when cars exist in single digits or barely into double digits, you know you're onto a rare thing. And this one is a Nissan 100 NX. It actually lost out when it was new due to a bit of an argument between Octave Botner, who imported Datsuns and Nissans into the UK, and Nissan in Japan, and there were lots of issues over the pricing and the price positioning of it. It was extremely expensive compared to opposition, and they didn't sell many, which is a shame in many ways. This one's got the T-bar roof, rear spoiler, that T-bar roof, they're quite handy. What a good compromise. And it's in relatively good condition. I know High Peak Autos went on a bit of a buying spree, bought one, then another. But there you go, lovely. Followed by a Skoda Felicia Estate. Very nice. A Honda Beat. I think you could just put your arms around that one and pick it up. It's tiny. Now, these Citroen AXs were an awful lot of fun. Citroen really did have a great range with the AX, the BX, and I think the ZX back in the day. That single steering wheel there. Plenty of cassettes on the dashboard to keep you interested on a long journey. Absolutely lovely. This one's the Chicago Special Edition. I did like the GTI versions of these, but sadly they are very rare and very expensive. But that one looks really great, doesn't it? A Citroen Visa. Absolutely lovely, isn't it? Oh, it's basic. No passenger door mirror, of course. No head restraints. So it looks like it could have head restraints. It's a sea of blue in there. If you like blue, this is the car for you. Got the original dealer plates. Islington Motors of Trowbridge in Wiltshire. From what, 1983? Wow. So another rare one is an FSO Pollinaire. Now, this car did actually come in from Poland. It was bought by a Polish art student. Then the current owner won it in a competition for £20. He said he still thinks he overpaid for it, but I think he was joking. But this was a staple on every street corner in Poland. It's got their own proprietary engine. I thought the diesels had a Peugeot engine in, but I could be wrong. But it's an absolutely lovely thing, isn't it? A Caro, I don't know what the Caro Special Edition got you. It's a hatchback, of course. It's got a matching towel in the back. Well, why not? Absolutely glorious. Well, that definitely deserves its place here, doesn't it? So somebody once said about the Fiat Strada, it was built by robots driven by Italians. I don't think that was the official tagline from their marketing team, but nevertheless somebody did. This one is the lesser seen Batoni Cabriolet. Now, I think these were actually built by Batoni on behalf, not just designed, but also built by Batoni as well. And it's really unusual to see these, particularly in this sort of very on-trend period metallic brown. Wow. Not quite the weather for it, a little bit of rain today, but I'm sure there'll be a bit more sunshine coming along soon to take advantage of that car. Now, I'm deliberately trying to pick out the unusual cars, but even this is pretty unusual. No, it's a Mark 1 Astra. That must have been a revelation replacing the Chevette, but it's the EXP Special Edition. It's got a sunroof. It's got that lovely interior. It's got the gold, well, striping on the side. It's got gold wheels. What more could you need? You would certainly cut a dash with this, wouldn't you, really? Absolutely lovely. I cannot recall seeing another EXP, except maybe this one, and this one's for sale. So if you want to pause the video at the right moment, you too could own a Vauxhall Astra 1.3S EXP, and wouldn't that be nice? So the Polo's celebrating 50 years this year, and VW are having a celebration of that car, and we've seen a few cars at events, but this one's in private ownership. Now originally it wasn't a Polo at all, it was an Audi 50. Can you believe it? And then Volkswagen hijacked it and it became the Polo, and how successful the Polo's gone on to be. Now this is an early car, and as aficionados will point out, it's got the square bumpers there, it's got those really sharp features, it looks beautiful in metallic paint, doesn't it? Beautiful in this green metallic paint, and that sharp front. There is something just so right about those, isn't there? Lovely. At first sight we might think this is a Suzuki, but not. In actual fact it's a Subaru Just GX. Can't be too many of these about, can there? It looks like it's got the original dealer sticker in. Look at that interior. I don't know if the camera picks that up, in that rainbow interior. I'll try and get a bit closer on that one. Absolutely glorious colour. Why don't they paint cars in colours like this anymore? It's so joyful, isn't it? That's lovely. Now I did often wonder why Alfa Romeo threw all its windows at the side of these three-door 145s. There's a 145 and the 146. Beautiful colour, this car, isn't it? This was the I guess the follow-up to the 33, and I suppose that then was the follow-up to the Sud. Never quite resonated in the same way as the Sud, but you know what, that is a beautiful example, isn't it? And again, one of those cars that even back in the day they were certainly not commonplace, were they? So nestled amongst the cars here, we've got a Nissan Sunny, by this time badged Nissan. It's a late car by the look of this one. What's that, 94? Must have been on the verge of the Almera coming out, which I made a video about that one. That car was not a particularly successful car for so many reasons, so check that one out, but that looks absolutely lovely, doesn't it? It's great to see them here in that sort of condition. Is amazing. So this show's about celebrating the ordinary, but this was the top of the middle management car park. It is a Sierra gear, it's a facelifted car. We're on the cusp, we're not far away from the Mondeo at this stage. We've got those aerofoils they fitted on the back to improve stability earlier on in the life. You see them just on that back quarter light. It's a beautiful car. It's got that black rear panel that the facelifted cars had, and it was the owner's father's car, and it was a high days and holidays car, and it's absolutely immaculate. Well, it is, isn't it? Street furniture, but today being celebrated. Well, it just shows you how time's moved on, that the Discovery, the Series 1 Discovery, this is not one of the very early cars, but it's a reasonably early one because it's a three-door. The Conran interior, those graphics on the side with the compass, it's the TDI engine. Some would say it's the best. It's even got the proper Land Rover covers on the seats, the waterproof covers. Very unusual colour, not a colour I've seen before, I must admit. But there you go, Discovery 1s are at the Festival of the Unexceptional. Well, at least one is. So thanks for watching Lot 76 Cars at the 2025 Festival of the Unexceptional. As always, this show doesn't disappoint. Plenty of interesting cars like the Tata Nano just behind me, and plenty of other rare ones that were street furniture not so long ago. So please like, share and subscribe. Please click on notifications to be informed of my next video, and once again, as always, thanks for watching.